Did you know there's a dog breed so obsessed with water that scientists discovered they have a genetic mutation specifically for it? Or that the same breed once saved an entire ship from sinking? Today, we're diving into the wild world of everyone's favorite four-legged companion, the Labrador Retriever. But forget everything you think you know, because these pups are way weirder than you could ever imagine. Stick around, because fact number 7 literally made my jaw drop. Fact number 1, they're genetic mutants, in the best way. So you know how labs are absolutely obsessed with water? Like, seriously, throw a stick in a sewage canal and your lab will dive in like it's a luxury spa. Well, there's actually a mind-blowing reason for this. Labs have a genetic mutation that other dogs don't have. It's called the POMC gene mutation, and get this. It affects their brain chemistry in a way that makes them constantly hungry and obsessed with food and retrieving. Essentially, labs are born with their reward systems cranked to 11. About 23% of Labradors carry this mutation, which explains why your lab will look at you like you're committing a war crime if you don't share your sandwich. Scientists at Cambridge University discovered this in 2016, proving what lab owners suspected all along. These dogs literally can't help themselves. This same mutation drives their water obsession. In the wild, this would be a survival advantage. Always hunting, always retrieving, never giving up. In your living room, it means your lab will retrieve your remote control, your shoes, your kids' homework, and pretty much anything they can fit in their mouth. The craziest part? This mutation is extremely rare in other breeds. It's like nature decided, this one gets the food and fetch obsession. Fact number 2, they were fishing assistants first. Everyone thinks labs were bred to be hunting dogs, right? Wrong. These dogs were originally bred in Newfoundland, Canada in the 1500s to help fishermen. And not just carry their tackle boxes, they did the heavy lifting. These water-loving dogs would swim out to fishing nets, grab the rope in their mouths, and drag entire nets full of fish back to shore. I'm talking hundreds of pounds of fish being pulled by one dog. Can your Chihuahua do that? They'd also jump into the freezing North Atlantic to retrieve fish that fell out of boats or escaped nets. The fishermen called them Saint, John's water dogs, before they became the labs we know today. Even more impressive, they would swim between boats delivering messages and small packages in harbors. Imagine Amazon Prime but with dogs swimming through icy water. And unlike our delivery services, these pups never lost a package. Their swimming abilities are off the charts too. The average lab can swim for miles without tiring. There are documented cases of labs swimming over 5 miles in open ocean when they've fallen off boats. That's like you or me swimming across the English Channel. Just another Tuesday for a Labrador. Fact number 3, they have superpowered mouths. Labs have what's called soft mouths. And no, that doesn't mean they need chapstick. It means they can carry objects in their mouths without damaging them. This trait was bred into them over centuries. How precise is this ability? A well-trained lab can carry a raw egg in its mouth without cracking it. Try that yourself without using your hands. It's basically impossible. This soft mouth combined with their incredible jaw strength creates a weird superpower. Labs can carry objects as heavy as 35 pounds in their mouths, which is about the weight of a 4-year-old child, while being gentle enough to handle a baby bird. One documented case from a hunting expedition in 2008 showed a lab carrying a wounded duck for over 2 miles without causing additional injury to the bird. The duck later made a full recovery. Name another animal that can carry something wounded for miles without hurting it. And get this, this ability appears to be instinctive. Even lab puppies who've never been trained show the soft mouth trait when carrying objects. It's literally hardwired into their DNA. Evolution really said, let's make a dog with the gentleness of a butterfly kiss but the carrying capacity of a small forklift. Fact number 4, the secret behind their color magic. You probably know labs come in yellow, black, and chocolate, but did you know their color is determined by just 2 genes? It's like nature's simplest color printer. Here's where it gets wild. Black is the dominant color. All labs would be black if not for recessive genes mixing things up. And get this, chocolate labs are actually genetically black dogs with a recessive gene that inhibits black pigment. They're basically black labs wearing brown disguises. The super rare silver lab, that's actually a diluted chocolate lab. And those red labs some breeders advertise? Just a darker shade of yellow. Nature's playing color tricks on us. But hold on, There's a color conspiracy. Some lab enthusiasts insist there's a fourth official color, the fox red Labrador. These stunning rusty-colored dogs are technically yellow labs with a specific gene expression that deepens their color, but they're so distinct-looking that many argue they deserve their own color category. The wildest part? 2 yellow labs can never produce a black or chocolate puppy. It's genetically impossible. But 2 black labs can produce yellow puppies. It's like a genetic magic trick every time there's a litter. Fact number 5. They saved the breed. With just 6 dogs. Buckle up for this one. The entire modern Labrador breed as we know, it was saved from extinction by just 6 dogs in the late 1800s. That's right. Every single lab alive today can trace their ancestry back to these 6 individuals. In the late 19th century, heavy taxation and quarantine laws in Newfoundland nearly wiped out the entire breed. The few remaining dogs were brought to England by the Earl of Malmesbury, who fell in love with their retrieval skills. This creates what geneticists call a population bottleneck, and it explains why labs are so prone to certain genetic conditions. Every single lab carries genetic material from those original 6 dogs. It's like if the entire human race descended from just 6 people, we'd all be dealing with our great-great-great-grandpa's weird toenails. The craziest part? One of those original 6 labs, named Ned, belonged to the Earl himself and sired so many puppies that an estimated 50% of all labs today carry his genetic material. Talk about spreading your genes. Ned is basically the Genghis Khan of the dog world. Fact number 6. They're the world's greatest chemical detectors. Labs don't just have an incredible sense of smell, they're literally the best chemical detectors on the planet. Their noses are so sensitive they can detect substances at concentrations of 1 part per trillion. To put that in perspective, that's like finding a single drop of liquid in 20 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Even our most advanced technology can't match that level of detection. This superpower nose is why labs make up over 90% of all detection dogs worldwide. They can be trained to detect cancer in human breath, find explosives buried underground, locate survivors in disaster zones, and even predict epileptic seizures before they happen. One extraordinary example is a lab named Daisy, who correctly identified over 550 cases of early-stage cancer in patients. Her accuracy rate? An astounding 93%, better than many medical tests. And the craziest part, scientists at the Penn Vet Working Dog Center discovered that labs can be trained to detect ovarian cancer, one of the hardest cancers to detect early, with nearly 100% accuracy just by smelling blood samples. These dogs are literally saving lives with their noses, while our best medical technology struggles to keep up. Fact number 7. The boat-saving hero lab. In 1919, a Labrador retriever named Tang literally saved an entire ship from sinking. Here's the wild story. The SS Ethe was caught in a violent winter storm off the coast of Newfoundland with 92 passengers aboard. The ship was being smashed against rocks, and conventional rescue methods were impossible due to the massive waves. Enter Tang, a local fisherman's Labrador. The crew of the sinking ship attached a thin rope to a piece of wood and threw it toward shore. Tang leaped into the freezing, churning water, grabbed the wood, and swam back to shore with it. The thin rope was then used to pull a thicker rescue line to shore, which created a makeshift pulley system. All 92 passengers were saved because of this one dog's actions. The most mind-blowing part? The water temperature was just above freezing, with waves over 20 feet high, and Tang made multiple trips to help secure the line. There's literally no other breed that could have accomplished this. Labs are built different. Tang received no formal medal or recognition beyond local fame, but his story is taught in Newfoundland schools to this day as an example of extraordinary heroism. Talk about the goodest boy in history. Fact number 8. They're medical anomalies. Labs are weird when it comes to medicine. They're the only breed known to commonly have a condition called exercise-induced collapse, EIC. About 3 to 5% of all labs have this genetic condition where intense exercise causes them to suddenly lose control of their limbs, like they're drunk on their own adrenaline. Even stranger, labs have a unique relationship with anesthesia. They metabolize certain anesthetic drugs differently than other dogs, sometimes requiring up to 50% more medication for the same effect. Veterinary schools literally teach special anesthesia protocols just for Labradors. On the flip side, labs show extraordinary resistance to certain types of pain. A 2020 study found that labs have genetic differences in their pain perception pathways that make them less sensitive to certain types of discomfort. This helps explain why a lab will act totally normal after stepping on a thorn that would have other dogs limping dramatically. The weirdest medical fact? Labs are one of the only dog breeds known to experience phantom pregnancy regularly. Female labs can show all the signs of pregnancy: weight gain, nesting behavior, even milk production, without actually being pregnant. It's like their bodies are so eager to be moms that they'll fake a pregnancy just to get the experience. Fact number 9. Brain scans show they're wired differently. Recent neurological studies have shown that labs' brains are structurally different from other breeds. Using doggy MRIs, yes, that's a thing, researchers found that labs have an enlarged nucleus accumbens, the brain's pleasure center. This brain difference explains their legendary trainability and food motivation. Their brain literally gives them more pleasure from treats, praise, and successful task completion than other dogs experience. They're not just being good dogs, they're getting a bigger brain reward for it. This also explains their obsessive retrieving instinct. When a lab brings back a ball, their brain gives them a dopamine hit, comparable to what humans get from activities we find highly pleasurable. For a lab, fetching isn't just fun. It's literally as rewarding as your favorite thing in the world. The most fascinating part? Labs show unique brain activation patterns when they hear their owners' voices compared to other breeds. The areas associated with emotional processing light up more intensely, suggesting they form deeper emotional bonds with their humans. So, when your lab looks at you like you're the center of their universe, neurologically speaking, you actually are. Fact number 10. They hold the most bizarre world records. Labs don't just break records, they break the weirdest records. A yellow lab named Augie holds the world record for most tennis balls held in the mouth simultaneously. A whopping 5 regulation-sized tennis balls. Imagine fitting 5 apples in your mouth. That's basically what Augie did. A black lab named Boomer holds the record for loudest bark by a domestic dog, measured at 112.4 decibels, which is louder than a chainsaw and just slightly quieter than a rock concert. How's that for a wake-up call? The oldest verified Labrador was a dog named Adjutant, who lived to be 27 years and 98 days old. That's like a human living to be 135. Most dogs are lucky to reach 15. Perhaps the strangest record? A chocolate lab in Australia named Charlie holds the unofficial record for most socks eaten and safely passed, over 300 socks in his lifetime. His owners actually kept count. The vet bills must have been astronomical. And finally, a lab named Stevie earned fame by learning to identify over 1,500 distinct toys by name, demonstrating not just incredible memory, but language comprehension comparable to a 3-year-old human child. Some cognitive researchers believe this may be the highest demonstrated vocabulary of any non-human animal ever studied. Tell me in the comments which fact shocked you the most. Was it Tang, the ship-saving hero, or the fact that all labs are descendants of just 6 dogs? Let me know. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell.